What's up, guys? Jeremy here from LSAPC and
Mitchie.
Hello, Mitchie.
Hi.
Guys, we have another installment of the 31 Days of Halloween Horror Movie Reviews. It is episode number 13, lucky number 13. And hopefully we get a really good one. Seems very fitting for us to pull Friday the 13th, but you know how it works. Whatever we pull out of the bucket is what we got to watch. So we're going to run the quick little intro real quick, and then we'll get back and we'll pull that and see what we got to watch. So we'll be right back. All right, guys, and we are back. Thank you for watching that intro. Hope you enjoyed it. Also, you know the drill. We're going to pull a movie from this here said bucket, see what we got to watch tonight, and then we will run the preview of the movie, and then once the preview is over, we will have watched it, and we'll come back and give our commentary, rate it 0 to 5 stars, do all those things, and then we'll get into spoiler alerts, but we will cut and let you know fully ahead of time if we get into spoilers. Before we do any of that, Mitchie, what should we do?
Like this video, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, comment down below, I'm going to say it, whatever you feel like saying for today, and hit the bell for notifications for when we do post videos.
You betcha. All right, let's get into it. So it's my turn to pick, I believe. Is it my turn to pick?
Yes, it's yours.
Okay.
Sorry, it's getting to the point where we're starting to forget.
I know, it's hard to think, but... All right, so I'm going to go with this one.
Okay.
What do we have? Oh, this is a good one, guys. Are you ready?
All right.
3, 2, 1. Boom. Saw.
The first one.
Not Halloween, or not Friday the 13th like I was kind of hoping for, but it is Saw, and we know this movie. Unfortunately, there's like 30 of them, so I don't know when the last time I've seen the original Saw was.
It's been a while. They haven't been, I mean, normally that stuff's always on TV, so like if I hear it if I have it on in the background, but they only play like the newer ones.
I think there's even a new one coming out. So all right, guys, well, we're going to run the preview here for you, and as soon as we come back from the preview, we'll get into our breakdown, so stay tuned.
Make your choice.
Man, what a movie. That's a good one. That's a good one.
My gosh.
I gotta say.
I love it.
Yeah. So let's get first into what we review or what we rate the movie 0 out of 5 stars.
Okay.
And why.
Okay.
Without giving any spoilers. So Mitchie, what do you rate it and why?
I give it a 5. You can't beat the original of these things. Like I mean, there were certain things that I kind of like forgot about because like you start intertwining everything. So it's like it was nice to know that it was not there at the beginning. So I don't know.
Yeah, some of those things that you learn in later movies, 2 and 3 and 4, whatever. Now you can go back to the original one and kind of see the story being laid. You can see the groundwork being made. So that was really neat about it. Yeah. I'm going to go, I can't give it a 5 because I'm reserving 5 for some of those special ones, but I'm definitely giving it a high 4, maybe even 4.5. It was really good. And part of that is because, again, like some of these that we watched, it was really the first of its kind.
Yeah.
That style of horror film with the games that were being played and the reasons for them being in there, being in the positions that they were in, that was kind of a new concept for horror movies, and that I thought was really, really good. It was very suspenseful. It kind of had lots of plot twists and lots of twists and turns.
And you start forgetting about, like, I realized that too, like even when I've watched the later ones compared to now, you realize that some of those characters were in the beginning. That
reoccurring.
Yep.
So, all right, well, before we go any further, let's. You've given it your rating. You've given it a 5. I'm giving it a 4 to 4.5. So we'll call it a 4.25.
Who doesn't like a little doll riding a little tricycle?
Billy is one of my favorites.
I love Billy.
We love Billy. So, okay, we're going to get into spoilers here because we're going to kind of break down the movie a little bit. But we'll do that. Consider yourself warned. If you have not watched the movie yet, go back and watch it. And then come and give us your comments and review down below. Yep. If you have watched the movie and you want to hear it, then keep watching. We're going to get into that. And we'll put the little spoiler alert thing up here right now. And we'll be right back. All right, so wow. I mean, what a good concept.
I think if you have watched it, you need to go back and rewatch it.
I agree. I 100% agree.
I mean, it seems like the only way to even watch this, because since they don't really show it, I mean, they might show all of them in a row, but they'll start that first one in the middle of the night. Mm-hmm. And then they go throughout the day, so you're like down at the very last one.
Yeah, so you're always on, when you catch them on TV, you're always seeing episode, or Saw 4, 5, 6, whatever. Yeah. It's been a long time since we've seen the first one, and I'm assuming it's been a long time for many of you. I would highly recommend going back and watching it because you do literally get to see the foundation being laid.
Oh, yeah.
The acting is fantastic. Carrie Elwes is awesome.
They set it up for that second one, just game over.
Danny Glover, fantastic. So just there's so many people and so many good scenes, and the whole idea that they're trapped and they're figuring out that he has to saw off his leg. Yep. The guy in the hospital who points out that the patient's name is John, and the biggest surprise of all when he stands up in the end in the middle of the room. I mean, who saw that coming?
Yeah, no, well, we had no idea. I thought he was sitting behind a camera the whole time, and then that was probably the big. I would have never guessed he was laying there.
Yeah, because he had people working for him, so he had the guy in the hospital, and then I guess ultimately, not to get too spoiler alert, because you mentioned this and I told you not to say it, but he had other people working for him that come out later in episode 2 and 3.
That is actually shown in the first one.
That is in the first one. And some of those contraptions, I mean, the reverse bear claw, the razor wire fence thing that the guy had to crawl through.
And I mean, those were like, so who thinks of that kind of stuff?
Right.
Put you in. But then they give Lawrence, or is that the doctor, the easiest task of all.
To cut his own foot off?
I mean, it was basically like, you have to choose to cut your foot off.
Yeah, I
and
know.
It wasn't, but it wasn't
I'd
like...
rather
it
walked around with the candle.
But it wasn't a timer.
I know, but I'd rather walked around with the candle covered in flammable stuff on broken glass.
No way!
Then saw my foot off? Forget about it.
But here's the thing.
Way. He also had to kill the other guy.
Yep. And then come to find out, where was the key?
Well, yeah, in the bathtub that they lost. But I think we all kind of knew that because as soon as the key went down the drain, we all assumed that that's what it was for. But the interesting thing I thought was, or no, not interesting. The disturbing thing was the reverse bear trap.
Yeah.
And she had the key was inside that guy's stomach.
Yep. And then
she assumed he was dead.
And he was not.
And he wasn't.
Nope.
Oh, gosh, dang. And she just went savage, all savage. And
she wasn't even easy about it. She wasn't even gentle.
She didn't precisionally cut it. No, she went.
And Danny Glover's in here too.
Yeah,
so
he's fantastic.
Love him. So.
The scene when the other cop, when Danny gets, that was disturbing. And then
shot,
when the other cop runs and shoots him and then trips the wire and gets his head blown off was disturbing.
Yep.
So many great twists, so many great, such great storytelling in that dark, disturbing kind of way.
It sets you up though, and then it makes it at the end I've started realizing what came in the second movie.
Yeah, and I just thought it was brilliant because if you had that disturbed mind that you could come up with contraptions like that. Yeah. I mean for Hollywood, like this movie series or this series of movies could go on forever because there's no endless amount of disturbing traps or gadgets or whatever you could think
Or
of. So,
like copycat killers.
yeah, so I mean, this one set it up for there's going to be a 2, there's going to be a 3, there's going to be a 35, 38.
Yeah. So it's worth it's not even as like gory as like some of them come to
Well,
be.
they become more and more gory, and I'm really excited that they're revamping it. That they're bringing out Spiral this year.
It's already out.
Okay, it's already out. So they brought out Spiral.
It's in our bucket.
It is okay. So I'm really excited to see that, see how they revamp it and bring it back because it's got some good actors in it as well.
Chris Rock and but yeah. Anyway, we're talking about Saw.
I know. So anyway, we've wrapped it up. We're gonna wrap this up.
It's hard not to start combining them all because.
Well, I just wanted to mention that there's a new one coming out and encourage people to watch that as well as this. Go back and watch this first one because I'd like to go back and watch them all now in sequence to some degree.
I mean, there's certain ones I want to skip.
Yeah.
But like I want to kind of watch the couple beginning ones.
Yeah.
And
I definitely want to see 2 now for sure.
Yeah.
So we'll get into all that stuff. But guys, for this movie review, 5-star, 4.25 from me. Definitely go check it out, assuming you already have at this point. But if you enjoyed this content, please hit that like button.
Yep.
Helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, do all those things. And stay tuned because we got a lot more movies coming at you this whole month of October in the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror Movie Reviews. Appreciate you watching, and we will
see you in the next one.
Yeah, we will.